Hey, Ruby, is this how you act after seeing me for the first time in years at our reunion? You thought you could just waltz off with my makeup? You took my whole pouch, didn't you? Give it back. Huh? What are you even talking about? I have no idea what you mean. Don't try to act all innocent. Everyone there saw what happened. You blatantly stuffed my makeup pouch into your bag. Do you even realize how embarrassing that was for me? I thought after all this time maybe you'd matured, but clearly I was wrong. Grow up already. No, let's get one thing straight here. The one who hasn't grown up is you. It's actually kind of funny that you'd accuse me like this. Excuse you? What part of this is funny to you? Oh, come on. Think about it for a second, would you? You're really the one at fault here. Seriously, what were you even thinking carrying something so obviously out of your league? You brought this on yourself, honestly. Huh? Out of my league? Are you kidding me right now? You're saying that just because I come from a single-parent household, aren't you? You've always looked down on me for that, and I have had it. I have put up with years of you stealing my things, but enough is enough. Return it, you thief! Wow, the way you talk to me is so harsh. I'm just stating the obvious. Luxury items are meant for people who deserve them, you know? It's just common sense. Oh, give me a break. Stop acting like you're so much better than me just because you were born into a wealthier family. You've been pulling this nonsense for years, acting entitled, taking my things without permission, and pretending it's somehow my fault. I've had enough of your arrogance, Ruby. Jealous much? It's really not my fault that you can't handle reality. And I can't help that I have what you don't, and honestly, bottom-tier losers like you, your lives are basically over before they even begin. Just accept it. How dare you talk to me like that? Don't you dare call me a bottom-tier loser. For your information, I make more money than you do. Oh, wow, you sound so desperate right now. It's embarrassing, really. I can't even understand what you're trying to say at this point. It's so ridiculous. Honestly, just being associated with someone like you is mortifying. I think it's time we cut ties. Goodbye. Ruby, wait. Don't you dare walk away from me, Ruby. Ruby! So today is supposed to be my big day, my wedding day, you know. But something really weird happened. During my destination wedding in Hawaii, I could have sworn I saw someone who looks exactly like you. Let me ask, Ruby, was that you? Surely not, right? Oh, so now you're finally reaching out to me? After ignoring all my messages for the past year? You've got some nerve, but sure, I'll confirm it for you. I'm here. Not that I wanted to be, but yeah, I'm attending. Wait, are you serious? Oh my God, I can't believe this. Stop it. I'm laughing so hard I might ruin my makeup. You actually came uninvited? Do you even realize how ridiculous you look right now? Excuse me? Let me make this clear for you. There is no place for someone like you here. This wedding is for the elite, for people who actually belong in high society. My husband, he's a Harvard graduate, a top elite, the next CEO of his company, no less. All of our guests are on that same level, people who truly understand luxury and class. You, on the other hand, are completely out of your depth here. Just leave already. Oh, is that so? Well, then I suppose I'll take my leave. I wouldn't want to impose. Wait, hold on. Did you not hear what I just said? I am telling you to leave because people like you don't belong here. Your presence is an insult to everything this event represents. Why are you even here? Did you come just to mooch off the free trip to Hawaii? Or did you think crashing my wedding would somehow make you feel better about yourself? Either way, it's pathetic. Go home. Actually, I'm here as an invited guest, on the groom's side to be specific. What? Wait, what did you just say? You heard me. I'm here because the groom invited me. And don't worry, I'll be leaving soon. I had no intention of celebrating this sham of a wedding anyway. Honestly, it's hilarious watching you dig your own grave like this. Good luck cleaning up the mess you've made. Enjoy your big day.
Miss Claire, I'm so sorry for Ruby's rude behavior. I can't believe she'd say such horrible things.
Truly, I'm embarrassed for her.
No, it's okay. I'm just still shocked. I didn't expect her to act like that at all.
Well, I'm glad I sent you the screenshots as proof beforehand. Honestly, this seems like the right moment to say it. Your ability to judge people needs some serious work.
Wait, what do you mean?
The moment I learned Ruby was the one you were planning to marry, I knew you were being deceived. That girl, she's a master manipulator, an expert at pretending to be someone she's not. If I didn't have the evidence, I knew you wouldn't believe a word I said about her.
That might be true, but...
Look, I knew that if I attended the wedding, Ruby wouldn't be able to hold back. She was absolutely certain she'd show her true colors eventually. And, well, she did exactly that. Here's the thing. Your ability to connect with anyone is an incredible talent, something to be proud of. But your tendency to trust everyone who treats you kindly, that's your downfall. I warned you about this before, didn't I?
You're right, ma'am. My parents warned me about Ruby as well. But I was so determined to prove that my judgment was right. I didn't want to believe they could see something I couldn't. I think I let myself become blind to reality.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Ruby was at fault for exploiting your naivete, but you need to acknowledge your own role in this. I understand that you and your parents don't see eye to eye, and that probably made you more stubborn about proving them wrong. But let's be honest, it all backfired, didn't it?
It did. I'm sorry.
Well, you're an adult now, so I suggest you and Ruby figure out what's next together. It's your life and your responsibility to handle this mess.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Oh, nothing you need to worry about. Let's just say I have some personal grievances with Ruby. This whole situation, it's sort of my way of getting back at her. For years, I avoided her, ignored her nonsense, and pretended she didn't exist. But dragging you into her schemes, that's where I draw the line. I couldn't let her off the hook for that. You ruined my wedding! This is all your fault. Pay me back! I'm going to sue you for the entire cost of the ceremony. Excuse me? How exactly did I ruin your wedding when I wasn't even involved in the actual event? Don't play dumb. You kept it a secret that you knew Blake. You set me up. This was all part of your little scheme. Oh, that? Oh, yeah, I guess I forgot to mention it. But honestly, this is your fault, not mine. What did you just say? I mean, let's think about this logically. You were trying to marry someone way out of your league. Isn't that exactly what you've always said about people like me? Luxury items, luxury lifestyles, they're meant for people who deserve them, right? So by your own logic, marrying a Harvard graduate and future CEO doesn't really suit you, does it? Guess this means goodbye to your celebrity lifestyle, am I wrong? You've got to be kidding me! What do you even have against me? Why are you doing this to me? You've ruined my life and you think you can just walk away? I'm sorry, but I genuinely have no idea what you're talking about. Listening to you is exhausting, so I think this is where I cut ties. Bye now. Don't you dare hang up on me. You think you can just end the conversation whenever you want? Don't walk away from this, you lowlife. Pick up the phone, you pathetic bottom feeder. Blake, please, I'm begging you. Think this through one more time.
I've already thought it through enough. The decision is final. Just sign the divorce papers and stop dragging this out.
Wait, no, I haven't done anything wrong. Why are you abandoning me like this? Didn't we love each other? Didn't we promise forever?
I've seen your true colors, Ruby. You lied to me, deceived me, and made a fool out of me. I'm ashamed of myself for not realizing it sooner.
I didn't deceive you. I would never. If anything, you're the one who's been manipulated.
What are you even talking about right now?
It's that poor loser, isn't it? She's filled your head with nonsense, hasn't she? Listen to me. Claire has always been jealous of me. Ever since we were kids, she's resented me for being born into wealth and having the life she could never have. She's been lying about me just to ruin my reputation.
Is that all you have to say for yourself?
What do you mean?
What I mean is that your excuses are absurd and pathetic. Your delusional ramblings are exhausting to listen to. Can we wrap this up? If you're done making a fool of yourself, just sign the papers.
Why? Why are you only listening to Claire? She's an outsider, Blake. I am your wife. Shouldn't I be a priority over some stranger?
Claire is not a stranger. I've known her far longer than I've known you.
Wait, what? You've known her for that long? What are you even talking about?
Claire used to be my private tutor. She's the reason I got into Harvard. If it weren't for her guidance, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Wait a second. Hold on, that doesn't make sense. You're telling me that loser, that idiot, managed to tutor you to Harvard? Are you hearing yourself? She's nothing but a high school graduate. There is no way someone with her level of intelligence could have done that.
You're wrong. Claire was actually accepted into Harvard herself. She just couldn't attend for personal reasons and had to decline her spot. But her acceptance letter and her results, they're all legitimate.
What? You're saying she got into Harvard?
That's right. The idiot you've been belittling is far more capable than you could ever imagine. To top it off, she's the one who helped me achieve my goals. You know my family, right? The elite, high-achieving kind. Claire wasn't just a random choice. She was recommended by my father himself. Do you understand what that means? If my father, who accepts nothing but the best, trusted her, then her abilities speak for themselves.
Okay, fine. Your father's known for being strict, but...
Strict doesn't even begin to cover it. My relationship with my father has never been great, honestly. I grew up in a household where nothing less than the best was acceptable. I never felt like I belonged there. But Claire? She was different. No matter how my results turned out, she always celebrated my progress. It made me feel like I was worth something. She was more than a tutor to me. She was like family. Like the oldest sister I never had. And you insulted her. Mocked her. Do you really think I'd let that slide?
Wait, you are blowing this out of proportion. She's just some nobody from a poor single-parent family. Why does her opinion matter more than mine?
Are you even listening to yourself right now? Do you hear how vile you sound? Let me make it crystal clear. Disrespecting Claire is the same as disrespecting my family. And the fact that you're still throwing a tantrum instead of apologizing, it's disgraceful.
No, Blake, you're the one who's wrong. You're the one being unreasonable.
That's enough, Ruby. This conversation is over. You're wasting my time. Pack your things and leave the house immediately. If you refuse, I'll call security to escort you out.
How could you? Kicking me out of our home? Do you even have a heart?
I don't have compassion for people who lack humanity. Sign the divorce papers and disappear from my life.
No, I won't do it. If I leave now, I'll be nothing but an old washed-up woman with no prospects. You can't do this to me.
Ruby, you know my family values. My household is built on success and integrity. There's no place for someone like you in my life. I refuse to have a liar and manipulator in my family. You're not welcome here anymore.
It's all your fault my life is completely ruined. I have been kicked out of my house, and thanks to the nonsense you spewed to my family, I can't even go back to my parents' place. What the hell were you thinking? What was I thinking? I only told the truth. Honestly, you should be thankful it ended with just a divorce. If I were you, I'd consider myself lucky. Of course, I'm planning a little more punishment for you. Huh? What are you talking about? If anyone's dealing out punishment, it's me. Don't play the victim here. You're the real criminal, you disgusting monster. A criminal? If we're talking about criminals, shouldn't we start with you? What? Don't play dumb. You've always had that nasty habit of taking things that didn't belong to you, haven't you? Since forever, you've been spouting nonsense about how poor people don't deserve nice things, then going around stealing them for yourself. Isn't that right, or has that habit just evolved over time? That's not... Anyway, I've already reported you to the police. Oh, and by the way, I also shared your charming little habit with all the guests who attended your wedding. I thought it'd be a nice gesture to keep them informed, you know? I wouldn't be surprised if they started filing reports of their own soon. Who knows, maybe your habit caught up with you more than you realized. You're insane! Are you trying to paint me as a criminal? There's no way I'll let this slide. You have destroyed my life, and I won't rest until I drag you straight into hell with me. I'm heading to your house right now, so get ready to face me. My house? Oh, you mean the one I've already moved out of? Sorry, but it's empty now. Huh? Yeah, I moved. I told you already, didn't I? Or are your ears not working properly? Anyway, the house is gone now. It was a good chance to sell it since it was just me living there. The place was way too big for one person. Oh, and selling it was actually my mom's idea. So yeah, the address you have? Completely useless now. You sold your family home? Are you insane? Selling a house filled with memories of your family? Wow, that's cold even for you. Typical behavior from someone with no heart. Honestly, it's no surprise. A woman from a single mother household who lied about getting into Harvard. Guess scammers like you will do whatever it takes to survive. Lie? About Harvard? I wasn't lying. I got accepted. I just didn't go. As if anyone believes that. This is Harvard we're talking about. If you'd gotten in, you'd have moved heaven and earth to attend. Oh wait, let me guess. You couldn't afford it, could you? Figures. It's true that money was part of it, but it wasn't the main reason. My mom collapsed right before I was supposed to start. She was diagnosed with cancer and it had already spread. There was no saving her. I just couldn't leave her like that. I wanted to be by her side until the very end. Wait, what? Even someone like me has a heart, believe it or not. Yes, I grew up in a single mother household, and sure, life isn't easy. But my dad left us an inheritance, and my mom worked tirelessly to make sure we had everything we needed. We weren't rich, but we weren't destitute either. Thanks to my grandparents, I even had a quiet place to study. You know I was always at the top of our class, right? Huh? Were you? I consistently ranked in the top 3 every single year. I earned my spot at Harvard fair and square, and I was planning to attend with scholarships and grants. But then my mom's health took a turn for the worse. The doctors told us the cancer had metastasized and there was no hope for recovery. You remember how my dad passed away, right? He had a sudden illness and I didn't make it in time to say goodbye. I didn't want that to happen again. So I made the choice to decline my acceptance and stay by her side. It wasn't an easy decision, but it was the right one. That's... Still, why are you wasting your time working as a tutor if that's true? At first, I was just a regular teacher at a cram school. But then Blake's father heard about my Harvard acceptance and approached me. He insisted I tutor his son. That's how I ended up here. So no, I never lied about anything, not that it's any of your business. Honestly, aren't you in the least bit ashamed criticizing me when you have no leg to stand on? Excuse me? Sure, being from a single-parent household has its challenges, but that doesn't give anyone the right to steal or belittle others. You've crossed so many lines. Shut up! Poor people deserve to be exploited. That's funny because I'm actually wealthier than you now. Blake hired me as his company's personal secretary. You know how prestigious his firm is, right? The pay is fantastic. I'm living a pretty comfortable life these days. What? Wait, Blake's company? The famous one as a secretary? But even the general hiring process there is insanely competitive. Well, Blake personally recommended me. Said he couldn't trust anyone else for the job. That's impossible. How could this happen? So here's the thing. Why don't you stop wasting your time envying me? I have everything you don't, and I'm not about to lose sleep over someone like you. Instead, maybe focus on enjoying your inevitable downfall. You've got a long way to fall. Good luck hitting rock bottom. Please make it a settlement. If this continues, things will get really bad for me. Wow, this is incredible. There are far more victims than I expected. It's more than double, isn't it? But tell me, doesn't it seem a little pathetic begging for your life after you've mocked me so much? If this keeps going like this, I am going to be a full-fledged criminal and my life will be over. I'll beg and flatter you to survive if I have to. Please just forgive me. We were classmates after all, right? Sorry, but I can't forgive you for betraying him. What? Blake, to me, is like a younger brother. That's why I went to the wedding. I was prepared to be insulted, all for the hope that you would reconsider the marriage. But who could have known? I'd hear rumors during the ceremony that you were cheating. I didn't want to believe it, so I looked into it, and it turns out you had multiple affairs. You were involved with some sugar daddies too, right? One of them I remember hearing about. I made sure to tell Blake. It seems you were lying to those sugar daddies as well. Now you'll be arrested, forced to pay alimony, settlement money, and damages. It's truly a shame. Enjoy your life filled with debt and extreme poverty. Please help me. I'll do anything, even bow down to you. I won't be able to survive otherwise. Get arrested and let your life be over. Goodbye. No! Blake, how are you doing? Have you managed to look ahead a little more?
Miss Claire, I'm sorry for worrying you. Honestly, this whole thing has been really tough on me. Not only did I fail to notice Ruby's true intentions, but I was also cheated on. And all came out to my parents, who were seriously worried about me. It's so embarrassing. This whole situation has been so overwhelming that I've only now started to have a proper conversation with them.
I see. Do you think you'll be able to get along better with your parents?
My parents, they apologized for the past. They admitted that they pushed me too hard with the studying. Honestly, I thought their apology was a bit too late. I still hold a lot of resentment. When I saw how worried they were, I felt guilty. I realized just how immature I had been. It's because of you, Miss Claire, that I'm able to face forward now.
I'm glad I could help you and that I've been able to help repay the favor.
Repay the favor?
Actually, during our tutoring sessions, my mother passed away. I was really devastated by it. I kept it hidden from you.
Oh, I see. I'm so sorry. I didn't notice at all.
I didn't want to make you worry about me. But during that time, your positivity really helped me. I'm glad I was able to return the favor and be there for you.
Miss Claire?
Yes, what is it?
Well, I'm divorced and I guess I'm not really someone you'd look at as a partner, right?
That's right. I can't look at you that way.
So blunt.
As I've told you before, you're like a younger brother to me. I can't see my little brother in a romantic light.
I knew it was no use.
Hey, it's not good to confess like that. You're only making things awkward.
Sorry. Oh, but please invite me to your wedding. I really don't want to have my own wedding for a while, but I would love to attend yours. I'm just joking.
I'll definitely invite you soon.
Huh?
You do realize I'm about to change my last name, right? So, of course, you'll be there to celebrate it, won't you?
Definitely. I'll absolutely be there to celebrate.
I don't have any relatives left anymore, but you'll be there to stand in for them, right? I can count on you to celebrate with me, can't I?
Of course, I'll be there without fail. You can count on me to be there for you on such an important day.
Thank you. It means a lot to me. I know I don't have much family left, but I'm lucky to have you around.
I'm glad I can be there for you, Miss Claire. You've always been so kind to me, and I want to be there to support you, just like you have supported me.
Thank you, Blake. It's because of people like you that I can move forward. I truly appreciate you. Ruby was arrested for theft. It seems that in addition to the theft charges, she had also been involved in burglary. Several victims had already filed police reports against her, and her personal situation was even worse than it appeared on the surface. She was tangled up in an overwhelming amount of debt, including alimony payments following her divorce, compensation fees she had been ordered to pay, and a mountain of loans she had taken out to cover her daily expenses. In a cruel twist of fate, she found herself caught in a vicious cycle of financial despair. It was as if her entire life had come crashing down, and all of her hopes and dreams had evaporated in an instant. To understand the gravity of Ruby's situation, one must look at the journey that led to her downfall. From the outside, Ruby seemed like a regular person, someone who lived a modest life and kept to herself. She had a steady job and managed to maintain a facade of normalcy. However, behind closed doors, her life was far from stable. Her financial situation had been deteriorating for quite some time, and the pressure was slowly crushing her. Ruby's criminal activities had been a desperate attempt to cover up for her financial struggles. The burglaries had been going on for months, possibly even years, without anyone noticing. She targeted homes in the neighborhood, breaking in under the cover of night and taking whatever she could find. It wasn't just the material possessions she was after. It seemed like she was also trying to take something intangible, something that would give her a fleeting sense of control over her life. She may have hoped that by stealing those items, she could somehow fix the mess she had made in her financial world. But the truth was that each theft only dug her deeper into a hole. The police had been investigating a series of home burglaries in the area, but they hadn't been able to track down the culprit. That is, until the reports started to pile up. The victims had described similar events. Their homes had been broken into and valuable items had gone missing. It wasn't long before the investigation zeroed in on Ruby. It was a matter of time before the authorities connected the dots. Eventually, they caught up with her, and it became clear that she was responsible for the crimes. But Ruby's troubles didn't end with the theft charges. It was discovered that her financial troubles were far worse than anyone had anticipated. Not only had she been struggling to manage her money, but she had been avoiding her responsibilities for years. She had borrowed money from various sources, taking out loans to make ends meet. These loans quickly grew out of control, and Ruby had no idea how to handle the mounting debt. In addition to her personal debts, Ruby had also been facing the harsh reality of her divorce. Her marriage had been on the rocks for a long time before it ended. Her husband had grown tired of her financial mismanagement and her inability to address the mounting issues in their relationship. When they parted ways, it was clear that Ruby had very little to show for the years they had spent together. In fact, she was left with nothing but a large spousal support payment she couldn't afford. The divorce had been particularly bitter, and Ruby found herself caught up in the emotional fallout of the separation. While her ex-husband moved on with his life, Ruby was left to deal with the aftermath. The spousal support she had been ordered to pay was astronomical, and it only added to the financial burden she was already carrying. Every month she struggled to scrape together enough money to meet her obligations. But no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't keep up with the payments. The compensation fees Ruby was also required to pay were another crushing weight on her shoulders. These were the result of various legal battles she had lost over the years. Whether it was for damages she had caused or for other legal matters, Ruby was left to deal with the consequences of her actions. These fees were just another reminder of how far her life had fallen, and they only contributed to her growing sense of hopelessness. As Ruby's debts continued to pile up, she found herself trapped. She was unable to keep up with the demands of her creditors, and every day felt like a struggle for survival. It wasn't just the financial strain that weighed on her, it was the emotional toll that came with it. Ruby was isolated, her social life had been all but destroyed, and she had little to no support from friends or family. She had pushed people away over the years, and now she was paying the price for it. The thefts were the last straw. They were the culmination of years of bad decisions, poor planning, and neglect. Ruby had reached the point of no return, and when the police arrived to arrest her, it felt like the end of the line. Her life as she knew it was over. She had no job to return to, no home to go back to, and no real future to look forward to. Her arrest marked the final chapter in a tragic story of financial mismanagement, criminal activity, and personal failure. The news of Ruby's arrest sent shockwaves through her community. People who had known her for years were stunned. Many couldn't believe that someone they had once trusted could fall so far. They had no idea that Ruby was living a double life, one filled with secrets, lies, and despair. Some people felt sympathy for her, understanding that her actions were the result of years of pent-up pressure and stress. Others, however, were angry. They had been victims of her crimes and they felt betrayed by her. In the end, Ruby's story was one of tragic consequence. Her arrest and subsequent downfall served as a harsh reminder that no matter how carefully someone tries to hide their problems, they will eventually catch up with them. Ruby had spent years trying to outrun her mistakes, but in the end, she couldn't escape the inevitable. Her life, once filled with hope and potential, had been reduced to a series of poor decisions, stolen moments, and irreversible mistakes. As Ruby sat in her cell facing the consequences of her actions, she realized that there was no easy way out. She had lost everything that once mattered to her, and all that remained was the cold reality of her situation. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear: Ruby's life had been forever changed by the choices she had made, and now she would have to live with those choices for the rest of her life. On the other hand, I got married and had a wedding. Of course, I invited Blake as well, but during the ceremony, he was crying, and no matter how much time passed, I couldn't help but feel that he would always be my cute little brother. It was truly an amazing day, and I'm so happy that I was able to have such a wonderful wedding. Looking back, I could never have imagined this day would come. Getting married felt like a dream, something I had always hoped for but never really believed would happen to me. Growing up, weddings were always these grand, almost magical events in my mind. They were about love, promises, and new beginnings, but now, standing in front of everyone, in the middle of my own ceremony, it felt completely surreal. It was hard to believe that it was actually happening. The excitement in the air was palpable, and everything felt perfect. My dress, the decorations, the atmosphere, and of course, the people around me. I had always imagined this moment with a sense of anticipation, but it turned out to be even more beautiful than I had ever envisioned. There were flowers everywhere, smiles on everyone's faces, and laughter filling the air. But what made the day truly special wasn't just the beauty of the event or the grand setting, it was the people who shared it with me, especially Blake. Blake had been my close friend for as long as I could remember. We had been through so much together, ups and downs, laughter and tears, but through it all, he had been there. He was the one who stood by me during my toughest times, offering his unwavering support, and when it came to my wedding, I knew I had to have him there by my side. I noticed him right away when I saw him sitting in the audience, his eyes glistening with tears. I smiled, though part of me felt a little emotional too. Blake had always been there for me, but seeing him cry on my wedding day felt like a reminder of how far we had come and how much we had changed over the years. It was a sign of just how deep our bond was, and even though we were both adults now, in that moment I couldn't help but feel like I was still taking care of him, like I was his older sister guiding him along. It was funny in a way. Here I was, a grown woman, about to begin a new chapter of my life with the man I loved, and yet Blake was still the same adorable little brother to me. Time had passed, and we had both grown and changed in so many ways, but that bond we shared had remained constant. He would always be the person I could rely on, the person who would always be there to support me, no matter where life took us. I watched him carefully as the ceremony continued. He wiped his eyes, trying to hide his tears, but I could see them. It was both heartwarming and bittersweet. Blake wasn't just my friend, he was family. He had always been there for me, even when I didn't realize I needed him. I could see the pride in his eyes as he watched me step into this new phase of my life, and it made me feel incredibly grateful. It was as though he was proud of me, proud of the woman I had become and the journey I was about to take with my new husband. The wedding ceremony went by in a blur, but as it all came together, I realized how fortunate I was to be surrounded by so many people who cared about me. To have found the love of my life and to have someone like Blake by my side, how could I not feel overwhelmed with joy? I could hear the vows being exchanged. I see the smiles of my friends and family and feel the love in the air. It was one of these moments in life where everything just felt right, when you knew that everything was falling into place. And Blake, despite his tears, was a big part of that. He wasn't just a guest at the wedding, he was an essential part of my story. His presence there meant the world to me. I couldn't imagine celebrating such a momentous occasion without him. As the ceremony ended and everyone moved to the reception, I made sure to find him and thank him. I wanted him to know just how much his support meant to me and how much his friendship had helped shape the person I had become. Looking at Blake, I couldn't help but think about the future. Even though this was my wedding day, it felt like a new beginning for us all. As we celebrated, I realized that no matter where life would take me, I would always have the memories of this day and the people who made it special. Blake would always be there, a constant in my life, someone I could turn to no matter what came next. The thought brought me peace, knowing that even as I entered this new chapter with my husband, Blake would still be an important part of my life.
Hey, I overheard something earlier. Is it true that you're getting married, lol?
Yeah, it's true. But honestly, I'm not quitting my job or anything significant, so nothing about my life is going to be any different.
If nothing's going to change, wouldn't it make more sense not to tell everyone about it? Or is it just me who thinks that, lol?
I'm not exactly going out of my way to tell everyone. You only overheard it by chance, right?
Sure, that's how I found out, but you're the one who started the rumor in the first place, aren't you, lol? I can't help but wonder, are you that desperate to have people celebrate for you? I mean, this is a workplace after all. Maybe it would be better to keep your personal matters to yourself instead of talking about them here.
I don't see what's wrong with chatting about my life during break time. It's not like I'm disrupting work. I was just casually sharing with my colleagues. Is there a problem with that?
Well, there's nothing inherently wrong with sharing a marriage announcement. But is it really true? Lol.
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing much. Just wondering how old you are again. Aren't you around 67 by now? Lol.
No, I'm 38. Where on earth did you get 67 from?
Okay, fine, 38. But still, you're not exactly young, are you? Lol. A grandma like you getting engaged. Now that's a stretch. Why don't you just admit it, lol? Your so-called fiancé is just something you made up, isn't he?
Calling me a grandma is really harsh. Don't you think that's a bit much?
It's not harsh if it's true, lol. I just have a serious problem with liars, that's all. Especially liars who go to such ridiculous lengths just to get some attention. People like you who can't deal with being ignored are the worst, lol.
What makes you so certain I'm lying?
Because honestly, it's hard to believe that anyone would want to marry someone like you, lol. Let's be real here. You've always seemed like the type who'd stay single forever. It's pretty obvious you invented some imaginary fiancé just so people would notice you, lol. Unlike someone like me, who naturally gets attention, you have to resort to lies to get anyone to care about you, lol.
That's quite an assumption you're making. Do you really think I'd risk telling such an easily debunked lie?
Yes, I do. People who are lonely can't help themselves sometimes. When someone is desperate enough, they'll do things you'd never expect, lol.
You really are rude beyond belief.
What's truly rude is lying to people just to get attention, lol. Personally, I think people who do that are completely unfit to be functioning members of society.
Right. Well, it doesn't seem like anything I say will convince you otherwise. Not that I care whether you believe me or not. So, why don't we just drop the subject?
Oh no, I can't let this go. I really don't want to work in an office where there's a liar, lol. If you've lied, the least you can do is admit it and apologize properly. Otherwise, how can anyone trust you?
And who exactly am I supposed to apologize to?
That's obvious to all the coworkers you lied to. And also to everyone else in the office who had to put up with the awkward atmosphere your lie created. And don't forget about me. You owe me an apology too, because your lie has made me feel incredibly uncomfortable. Lol.
You're the only one saying things like that. Honestly, go ahead and keep talking if you want. I really couldn't care less.
Oh, don't be naive. Everyone else has noticed too. They're just too polite to say anything to your face. But you're old enough now that you should be able to pick up on those kinds of things, don't you think? Lol.
I see. Well then, goodbye.
Oh, wow, look at that! She ran away, lol. Liars really are good at making quick escapes, aren't they, lol? Honestly, I don't understand why you're so upset. I mean, if it were really true, wouldn't you be more confident about it? The fact that you're walking away says a lot.
I'm not walking away because I feel guilty. I'm walking away because I don't see the point in continuing this ridiculous conversation.
Oh, so now it's ridiculous, huh? Was it not ridiculous when you started telling everyone about your imaginary wedding?
Like I said, I wasn't going around telling everyone. You overheard one conversation. That's it.
Sure, keep telling yourself that. But let me ask you this. If your fiancé really exists, why haven't you brought him to meet anyone here?
Because it's a workplace, not a social club. Why would I introduce my personal life to everyone here?
See, that's exactly the kind of excuse someone would use when they're hiding something. If he were real, you'd want to show him off, wouldn't you?
Not everyone feels the need to parade their relationship around. Some people prefer to keep their personal lives private.
Private? Then why talk about it at all? If you really wanted to keep it private, you wouldn't have mentioned it in the first place.
I wasn't mentioning it to the entire office. I was just chatting with one colleague. You overheard that. It's not the same thing.
Whatever helps you sleep at night. But let me warn you, if you keep lying like this, it's going to backfire. People will stop trusting you altogether.
Thanks for the unsolicited advice. I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, don't act so smug. You're the one in the wrong here. Everyone can see it. You're just too stubborn to admit it.
Believe what you want. I honestly don't care anymore.
Fine, go ahead and play the victim. But deep down, you know I'm right.
If believing that makes you feel better about yourself, then by all means, go ahead.
Wow, you're really good at deflecting. Maybe you should consider a career in politics.
And you should consider a career in minding your own business.
Touché! But seriously, you should think about what I've said. It's not too late to come clean.
I don't have anything to come clean about. But you've made it abundantly clear that nothing I say will change your mind. So why don't we just leave it at that?
Fine by me, but don't say I didn't warn you.
Kendra, can you explain what happened earlier? I had to leave the office for work, so I couldn't get the full story.
Brad, listen to this. You won't believe it. Emerald from our department is claiming she's getting married, lol.
Oh, that. So what about it?
Oh, so you've heard it too? Well, here's the thing. I don't buy it. Not one bit.
You think she's lying?
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. She's never shown any sign of being involved with someone, not even a hint. And let's be honest, her age doesn't really help her case, does it? Now she's spreading this lie around the office just so everyone will congratulate her.
I see. So what are you planning to do about it?
Well, I'm sure everyone in the department also thinks Emerald's marriage story is a complete fabrication. So, I was thinking about starting a petition, to get signatures from people who agree with me. Lol.
A petition?
Yes, our company policies fully allow employees to gather signatures for things, right? So, I thought I'd collect signatures from everyone who thinks her marriage story is fake. That way, Emerald will have no choice but to come clean and apologize for lying.
And what exactly do you hope to accomplish with that?
What do I hope to accomplish? Well, for starters, our company's motto is honesty and integrity, isn't it? If we have a liar among us, it disrupts the moral fabric of our workplace. It tarnishes the reputation of our company's values.
I see. So your goal is to protect the company's principles by getting this petition signed and forcing Emerald to apologize.
Exactly. I've been giving it a lot of thought, Brad. Sure, it might seem extreme to some people, but sometimes you need to take bold action to preserve the integrity of the company. Don't you agree?
I suppose you're right. That's quite a commendable attitude you've got there. So you're saying you'd do whatever it takes for the company's sake?
Of course! I joined this company because I wanted to contribute. And as an employee, I think it's my duty to take a stand in situations like this.
I see. Well, I have to say that's impressive. You're clearly someone the company can rely on. There might come a time soon when the company needs you to make another important decision. I'll be counting on you when that time comes.
Huh? Oh, well, of course. I'm always happy to help.
Hey, what exactly do you think you're doing?
What does it look like? I'm collecting signatures, lol. I'm asking people who think your marriage story is a lie to sign this petition.
You're actually going through with this?
As I told Brad earlier, this is about protecting our company's motto, honesty and integrity, lol. People like you, liars, disrupt the workplace.
So, you just want to brand me a liar? Is that it? This has nothing to do with the company. You just don't like me.
Oh, come on! That's not it at all. I'm doing this for the company's sake. You're the one bringing shame to our workplace. You should just admit it. All this talk about marriage is pure fantasy. You've let your delusions get in the way of your work. Lol.
Fine, then how about I call him right now?
Oh, please do. Lol. What are you going to do? Grab some random guy off the street and pretend he's your fiancé? I'm all ears. You know, Anna, your colleague from the same intake group as you, also went around claiming she was getting married. Lol. Is this some kind of trend among middle-aged women, making up fake marriages to get attention? Lol.
Wait, are you saying you harassed Anna too?
Oh, I wouldn't call it harassment. I just told the truth, you know. When she posted about her so-called engagement on social media, I left comments pointing out how ridiculous it was. Of course, she ended up blocking me, but honestly, liars always have a way of running away from the truth, don't they? Lol.
You seriously have nothing better to do you?
What's that supposed to mean? Lol.
I'm saying your obsession with proving I'm lying is honestly pathetic. Why can't you just focus on your own work and leave me alone?
Oh, so now you're trying to play the victim card? That's rich, lol. You're the one who started this by telling everyone about your so-called engagement. If you didn't want people talking about it, maybe you should have kept it to yourself.
You're unbelievable. You act like you're some kind of moral authority, but really, you're just a bully.
A bully? Me? Lol. Look, I'm just standing up for what's right. Unlike you, I care about this company's values. If anything, you're the one who should be ashamed of yourself.
You know what? I don't need to prove anything to you. Believe what you want, but this ends now.
Oh, does it? Lol. Let me guess, you're about to storm off in a huff. Typical liar behavior. Always running away when the truth catches up to them. Lol.
Fine. Think whatever you want.
Brad, I'm really sorry. I didn't know. I didn't realize that Emerald's fiancé is you.
I see. By the way, what exactly are you apologizing for?
Huh? Well, I've said some really rude things.
So, you were rude to me? I don't really remember being offended by anything you said.
What? No, but about your wife.
Are you apologizing to me because you mocked my fiancé?
Yes. Wait, did I do something wrong? I truly regret what happened, and I just wanted to apologize to you first.
Shouldn't you be apologizing to the person you actually offended?
Well, of course, I should apologize to her, but since I'm so close to Emerald, I thought I'd apologize to you first.
If you're that close, it's only natural you should apologize to her first. Why are you apologizing to me before the person you insulted?
Well, I didn't think it was really that big of an insult, you know? Just the kind of thing women do with each other, and I didn't think Emerald would be too upset about it.
So, calling someone's wedding announcement a fantasy and organizing a petition to publicly shame them as a liar, you think that's just women's banter? I can't follow your sense of values here.
So, all I need to do is apologize to Emerald, right? I was already planning to do that. Honestly and sincerely, as an employee, I'll do what's right.
Fine, just hurry up and apologize.
Yes. Emerald, I didn't really believe your wedding was real. Congratulations!
Thanks.
And to think your fiancé is Brad! I'm genuinely surprised. All I can say is congratulations!
So, where's the apology?
Well, I'm really sorry. I guess I misunderstood.
Is that really an apology?
By the way, are you looking for an apology from me? Personally, I thought it was just some harmless banter.
Harmless banter? I was publicly called a liar and humiliated in front of everyone. I was even told to quit my job.
Well, I thought it was unavoidable. I really thought you were lying, and according to our company's motto, liars should be exposed, right?
But I wasn't lying in the end. So, of course, you should apologize for calling me a liar, right?
Yes, I'm terribly sorry. I'll make sure something like this never happens again. Now, can we just call this done and get back to work?
No. Are you mocking me?
What? How am I mocking you?
That's not an apology. Look at the way you're handling this.
Well, what else am I supposed to do? I'm apologizing properly, aren't I? I apologized to Brad, too. Is everything solved now? Can we move on?
How can you act like that? How can you be so casual about it when you're clearly in the wrong?
I already apologized. Seriously, how much more do you want? How many times do you want me to apologize? This is why old hags are so difficult.
Huh?
Oh, that was just a comment to myself. I didn't mean it towards you, so no need for an apology, right?
Don't mess with me.
I'm not messing with you. Now, let's get back to work. After all, this is a workplace, right? Some people get all caught up in relationships and forget we're here to work, lol. Emerald, can we talk for a second?
What is it now?
I just wanted to say again that I didn't believe you at first. I didn't think you were actually getting married. I just assumed it was all some kind of joke.
You don't say.
I'm sorry for not taking it seriously earlier. Honestly, when you first mentioned it, I thought there was no way that could be true. But now, seeing how everything's turning out, I realize I was wrong. I really do wish you the best.
So now you believe me?
Yes, absolutely. You have my full support. I apologize for doubting you before.
It's fine, really. I know how it must have seemed.
No, but it wasn't just that. I was so caught up in thinking it couldn't be true, and I acted out of line. I should have been more supportive from the start, and I'm truly sorry for causing any distress.
Huh.
Hey, what is this all about?
What do you mean, what's it about? You should already know. I'm collecting signatures.
Signatures for what?
Obviously, signatures to accuse you. I've been watching your actions lately, and I think it's about time for the proper consequences. It's only fair that you face those consequences for what you've done.
Accuse me? I don't get it. What exactly did I do, lol?
You insulted me, and then you took part in a campaign to embarrass me. The worst part is, you didn't even apologize for it. You had no remorse for what you did.
No, I apologized properly yesterday, didn't I, lol? And besides, I didn't mean any harm by it, lol.
The apology you gave yesterday isn't even worth calling an apology. You can't just brush things off like that. And to say you didn't mean any harm does not excuse your behavior. You should know that yourself, right?
I really didn't mean any harm, though. You're acting like I tried to crush you on purpose. A boss who tries to destroy a subordinate who didn't mean any harm? Now that's a really bad boss, right? Lol.
Are you serious about this?
Of course I'm serious, lol. You know, I'm pretty sure everyone else will be on my side, lol. After all, you're not exactly well-liked, lol.
But I've collected signatures from everyone in the department.
Huh?
People are saying that your behavior lately has been way over the line. Anyone with any common sense would see that. It's clear that something needs to be done about this.
But it was just a joke. I did it as a form of congratulations. Can't you see that?
Enough with the excuses.
Excuses? What do you mean, excuses? I'm just telling the truth here. I don't need to keep talking to you. It's pointless.
That's exactly what I've been trying to say.
Brad, wait! Listen to me!
What is it now? What happened?
Well, first off, I need to apologize again for yesterday. I really regret what I did, but now there's something terrible happening because of it. It's all because of Emerald.
Emerald?
Yes, your wife. I apologized to her properly yesterday, but now she's trying to get me fired out of revenge.
Trying to get you fired?
Yes, she's been talking to the people in the department, trying to turn them all against me. She's trying to get everyone to push me out of the company. I can't believe this is happening. It's just too much.
Don't you think you're not explaining things properly? You're talking about a petition against me, right?
Yes, that's what's happening, but it's basically the same thing. I'll admit I was in the wrong yesterday. But after I apologized to you, doesn't this seem excessive? Don't you think it's too much?
You apologized. I really don't see it that way.
What? No, I apologized to you just now as well.
I keep telling you you're only apologizing to me. You haven't apologized to the person you actually insulted.
But I apologized to her yesterday.
This is why old hags are so difficult. Does that sound like something someone would say after they've apologized?
Oh no, that. Did she show our private conversation to others? That's personal. I can't believe you're making that public. That's not fair.
If that's the case, then Emerald's marriage is also a private matter, right? Who was it that spread lies about it and made a big deal out of it? Who started a petition about it?
Well, that's different. It's a different situation.
What's so different? Don't just make excuses when it suits you. I actually support the petition that Emerald started. She had her honor attacked, so it's only natural for her to take action like this.
What? So now you're telling me I should just quit the company?
Yeah, your reputation in the company was already pretty bad. You've been late to work a lot and you've said things that caused trouble. The management knows about this.
What?
The people around you have just been going along with you, not wanting to make things difficult, but that doesn't mean they like you.
That's so unfair. Are you really saying all this just because she's your fiancé?
No, I'm being fair here. But honestly, when you look at it objectively, there's no other conclusion. You're in the wrong, and the number of signatures proves that.
What should I do then?
Well, you said you'd do anything for the company, right? You said that the company's motto of honesty and sincerity was the most important thing for you.
Yes, of course. I'll do anything for the company. You can count on me.
That's a good attitude. So here's the deal. You're not coming back to the company.
What?
The signatures from everyone in the department have been gathered. Everyone believes you should be disciplined. If you really care about the company, it's better for everyone if you leave.
Wait, are you seriously saying that? Are you telling me to quit?
At least that's what everyone in the department wants. I don't know what'll happen with the head office's decision, but you said you'd do anything for the company, right? So now's the time to prove it.
But I can't just...
Were you lying when you said you'd do anything for the company? If that's the case, then you've gone against the company's motto of honesty and sincerity.
No, I didn't lie.
Think about it. Do what needs to be done. That's all I'm telling you.
So, what now? Should I just go and pack my things?
Well, I'm not going to force you to leave. But it's clear to everyone that this is the right thing to do.
It's not fair, though. You've always been so supportive of me, and now you're turning your back on me?
This is about the company, not about me supporting you. I'm not here to hold your hand. The company's values come first, and you've clearly gone against them.
But I've worked here for so long, and I never thought things would turn out this way.
That's the problem. You never thought. You were just coasting along, not thinking about the consequences. And now it's all catching up to you.
This isn't fair. You don't know how hard I've worked for this company. And now, after all that, I'm being treated like this?
What do you expect me to do? Should I ignore everything that's been happening and just pretend it's all okay? This isn't just about you, it's about everyone around you. Your actions have affected the whole department, and now we all have to deal with the aftermath.
But, I'm trying. I'm really trying to fix things.
I get that, but it's not just about trying. You should have been thinking about this before you did what you did. You had the chance to fix things, but you chose not to. Now it's too late.
Emerald, I'm truly sorry. I realize now that I was completely in the wrong, and I am deeply reflecting on my actions. Please forgive me.
How can you even say that? It's clear to everyone that you were the one at fault.
I know it's clear. I can see now that what I did was completely wrong. Even though your marriage seems suspicious, starting a petition against you was totally inappropriate, and I deeply regret that decision.
Even now, you still can't apologize sincerely. You've been apologizing in a roundabout way, and you still don't understand what you did wrong. What exactly do you mean by saying my marriage seemed suspicious?
I'm truly reflecting on my behavior. I know it was wrong, and I'm genuinely sorry.
I'm glad to hear you're apologizing, but I can't help but feel like it's not sincere. Honestly, I'm glad you're apologizing, but what's done is done. The petition with all those signatures has already been reported to the head office. There are also employees planning to take legal action against you because of your actions.
What?
Yes, of course, I'm talking about Anna. She's too shy to defend herself against your malicious accusations, and because of that, she and I have decided to take legal action against you.
Wait, you're involved too?
Yes, of course I'm involved. You don't think I would just stand by and let you continue treating people like that, do you? It's not harassment. It's about standing up for what's right. You might not understand, but I'm not going to let you off the hook easily.
You're really not letting this go. It's not like I meant to hurt anyone. I was just reacting to what I thought was going on.
You can't forgive the person who shared the truth about their marriage, can you? Whether it's jealousy or something else driving you, you need to face the consequences of your actions. There's no excuse for trying to bring someone down for just being honest.
I didn't think it would turn out like this. I didn't know what else to do.
You didn't think it would turn out like this? Do you think this situation could have ended any differently after everything you did? It's not just about a marriage, it's about respect. You've been disrespectful to not just me, but to everyone around you, and that's not something you can easily fix.
Wait. What do you mean by suing me? Are you really saying that everyone is going to side with you in this?
Of course they're going to side with me. Who in their right mind would side with you after everything you've done? Did you really think that you were so well-liked that people would just overlook your actions? That everyone would just stand by and let you get away with what you've done?
I thought that younger people would prefer me over someone like you. I thought I had a better chance, but now it seems like everyone just wants me out. This is the worst.
Oh, you thought younger people would like you more, did you? Well, guess what? It doesn't matter if you're younger or not. You can't just go around lying and expecting people to like you. People will always see through that, and now everyone sees you for who you really are.
This is just too much. Does everyone really want me to quit? Do they all feel that strongly?
Yes, everyone feels that strongly. You've crossed a line, and they can see that. You might think you're above it all, but the truth is, no one wants to work with someone like you. A liar is the last person anyone wants on their team, and that's exactly what you've become.
I thought maybe I had a chance to get people on my side, but now it feels like I have nothing left. This is all just falling apart. Does no one care about me?
No one cares about you because your actions have shown that you're untrustworthy. You can't expect people to care for you when you've shown nothing but disrespect for others. Everyone has had enough, and they're all tired of your lies. You've already caused enough damage. Kendra could no longer bear the judgmental stares and whispers of those around her, and as a result, she ended up quitting her job. She simply couldn't endure the environment any longer. To be honest, her situation had become unbearable. The company was not just a place to work for her. It had been a space where she had prided herself on being a key figure. She had always believed that she was someone who was liked by everyone, someone who was popular and well-respected. But now, her once comfortable world had been shattered by the weight of public opinion. For someone who had spent so much time building an image of herself as an admired and well-loved person, the stark reality hit hard when she saw the sheer number of signatures on the petition against her and the cold, almost hostile glares from her co-workers. These were the same people she had considered her friends. The irony of it all was that those same friends had now turned their backs on her, casting judgment and showing no mercy. Kendra had never anticipated such a response. She couldn't handle the sudden shift in how people viewed her. The growing realization that she had lost the respect of her peers was something that crushed her spirit. For her, this wasn't just about losing her job. It was a blow to her ego. the signatures that had been gathered in support of her being removed from the company, along with the people who once admired her, now seeing her as the source of their discontent, were simply too overwhelming for her to cope with. She had always been the center of attention, the one who thrived in social settings. But now she found herself isolated and despised. Those cold glares and the whispers behind her back were more than she could take. As if that wasn't enough, Kendra's troubles were compounded when she was ordered to pay a hefty sum in compensation for defamation. This legal battle, which stemmed from accusations of slander, added another layer of stress to her already precarious situation. Not only was she without a job, but now she was facing financial ruin. The defamation case had been one she had hoped would fade away. But the ruling had gone against her, and she was forced to pay for the damage she had caused. It wasn't just the financial burden that was difficult for her to handle. It was the fact that her reputation, something she had worked so hard to protect, was now permanently tarnished. In order to survive, Kendra had to take on multiple part-time jobs just to make ends meet. She had no choice but to work long hours, taking on whatever opportunity she could find just to pay off the mounting debts she had incurred. She had always been used to a life of comfort, but now the reality of her situation was a stark contrast to the luxurious lifestyle she had once enjoyed. Working multiple part-time jobs was not something she was accustomed to, but it was the only way she could try to stay afloat. Every day, she struggled to keep her head above water, and despite her efforts, she couldn't seem to escape the weight of her past mistakes. The rumors about Kendra didn't stop there. From what I had heard, she had become increasingly frustrated with her personal life, particularly with her inability to find a partner. Despite her once popular persona, it seemed that no one was willing to be with her. She had tried to build a life around the idea that she was someone who could have anyone she wanted. But reality had struck her hard. Her frustration over being single had turned into bitterness. And this frustration only deepened as she watched others around her, particularly people she deemed beneath her, getting married and starting families. What she found hardest to bear, however, was the fact that it was me, someone she had always looked down on, who had managed to find happiness. In her eyes, I was nothing more than a background character in her world, someone she had no real respect for, yet I was the one who had moved forward, who had found happiness, while she remained stuck in a cycle of resentment and self-pity. Kendra's anger boiled over when she saw me, someone she had considered beneath her, enjoying a fulfilling married life. She couldn't understand how things had turned out this way. In her mind, it didn't make sense that I, someone she had always belittled, was living a life she envied. The injustice of it all must have eaten away at her, and the sense of humiliation she must have felt was overwhelming. For someone like Kendra, who had always been the center of attention, to be overshadowed by someone she had once thought of as insignificant was more than her pride could handle. It was in these moments that I realized just how misguided her motivations had been. The bitterness and jealousy she felt towards me were not just about the success I had achieved, but were rooted in her own insecurities. The reality of her life, a life built on superficial connections and fragile pride, had crumbled in a way that she could not accept. She had never really known what it meant to build meaningful relationships, and when her image of being the popular, admired person was destroyed, she was left with nothing. Her reaction to the situation was incredibly selfish. Rather than looking inward and reflecting on her actions, she chose to lash out at the world around her. It was easier for her to blame others for her failure than to take responsibility for her own mistakes. The fact that she couldn't reconcile the idea that life had moved on without her, that she had been left behind while I was able to find happiness, only deepened her frustration. Her own inability to move forward only served to fuel the anger that continued to consume her. As for me, I have continued on with my life. I am happily married and have found contentment in my relationship. My life is not perfect, but I have found peace in knowing that I am living honestly and authentically. While things at work may be a bit awkward between my boss and me, since we are in a superior-subordinate relationship, I don't mind the small tensions that arise. In fact, I find comfort in the stability that my husband provides, both at home and in our work life. He is the epitome of sincerity and honesty, someone who always strives to do the right thing, whether in his role as a boss or as my partner. Despite the occasional awkwardness at work, I know that I have someone reliable by my side. Someone who has proven time and time again that he is not just a good boss, but a caring and dependable husband as well. This sense of stability and mutual respect has made our marriage strong. I feel supported, not just emotionally, but also in every aspect of my life. My husband's commitment to doing what is right and his unwavering support have allowed me to focus on building a future without the distractions and bitterness that plagued Kendra's life.